Okay, well, it's another night and another spitball. You know what? I wish these lockdowns were over and done with so that we can sit at a desk and do this for a number of reasons. I like to have my computer closed. Like I don't like it open while I do this.
Right.
I like the spontaneity of it, but I like to be able to when Keith and I used to do it at the desk, we'd open up our camera phones and we'd follow the spitball so we could see where it lands. So there's you know no room for you know favoritism or anything like that. Because essentially we could land anywhere and just say, "Hey, Revenge of the Nerds." You know,
Yeah. Could happen.
we don't even need spitballs really. We could just like,
Just like, yeah. Like, well, what I'm looking at, Revenge of the Nerds. What a
yeah,
coincidence.
I know. And I just landed on Revenge of the Nerds 3.
Revenge of the
Um,
Nerds 2. I
nice
smell
improvised.
nerds. What a, what a great film. James Hong's in it. It's fantastic.
Oh, the Belcher.
Booger's Mentor.
Mm-hmm. God, that is a good film. Oh. Anyway, spitball. I am going to be honest and throw an actual spitball. I will go first.
Okay.
Let me just dip that in some water. Where are we going for? I mean, I can always like aim for something I might want to talk about. Doesn't mean it's going to land there. Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, that landed on Smoke, the Wayne Wang film with Harvey Keitel.
Oh, the kind of cinema verite.
Mate,
Uh,
I freaking love this film.
yeah, no, but it's the one. It's the one where it's all kind of improv and everything, right?
No, no, it's well, some of it is. The sequel was the improv one.
Blue in the face, was it?
Yes. So if you're watching and you don't know what Smoke is, it's Wayne Wang is a Asian American filmmaker who made this film in 96, 97, something like that, with Harvey Keitel. It's all about a guy that owns a cigar store, and it's just customers that come and go. It's the lives of others, and we follow a couple of particular characters and sort of get involved with their lives. It's a drama. It's very art housey. I
I
love it
thought
though.
I could have sworn the whole thing. I thought that the whole thing was improv.
No, because
Mm.
you have the tangents where you go off and follow Forrest Whitaker's character. He's got the fake arm and the claw, and he has this relationship with his estranged son. Then you got the Stockard Channing ex wife character that's having trouble with her drug addicted daughter, who is um, Harvey Keitel's daughter. No, it's very very much scripted, but
Right.
the cool thing about this, like if you've never heard of it, like people look it up. They finished the film ahead of schedule and under budget. So they had like 6 grand left and 2 days. So they called all of their friends in and just made a sequel on the spot, on the fly, and that's the one that's ad libbed.
Right, and that's Blue in the Face, which is like, yeah, because that's the one I remember. I remember that much more so than Smoke.
Yeah. I mean,
I think maybe because
arguably, Blue in the Face is not a great film by any means, but when you know that context, I think it's pretty remarkable.
yeah, I mean, I remember. Look, I don't remember that much about it. I just remember that it's like if it's full of interesting people talking, so that's why it's interesting to
Yeah,
watch.
you have Jim Jarmusch and Roseanne Barr and
Bill Murray pops up, I think,
McDonough.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I mean that's another film unto itself. But Smoke, it's really good. William Hurt is particularly good in it. It's got a great moment towards the end with Tom Waits because Harvey Keitel's character is a amateur photographer, and he takes the
right,
same photo on the same corner every single day for 40 years. And then there's a great moment where he shows William Hurt his photo album, and William Hurt doesn't get it. He's like, it's the same photo every day. What I don't understand. And Harvey Keitel says to him, look at the photo. It's like it's life. It's this neighborhood. It's great.
it's before the before you could do that the thing on the computer to make it all split, but he could have just made it into a flip book.
Yeah,
And it's like
but
and go through it all.
but it's great because there's a beautiful moment where William Hurt recognizes his wife in one of the photos, and she died a few years earlier.
Oh,
And that's when he realizes, hey, this does capture a whole lot of thing. And then he realizes that every person in each photo has a story, and yeah, it's good. Anyway,
right.
that's where my spitball landed. Smoke. Look it up, people.
Oh,
It's great.
yeah, right.
Another
All right,
Miramax special.
I'm gonna throw mine. Oh, and that hit. Oh, Low Down, Dirty Shame.
Low Down,
Have you
Dirty
seen this
Shame.
film?
Why do I know this film? Low Down. Oh, is this? No, this is not Woody Allen. No.
No, it is.
As
It's
yeah, go.
almost.
Sorry.
It's close to Woody Allen. It's Keenan Ivory Wayans. It's a private detective movie starring Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jada Pinkett.
Yeah,
I can't remember if this is before or after Demon Knight, but it was pretty early on in her career.
I reckon I have seen this film just the once. I don't remember it very well.
It is a fantastic film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's also, I think, Charles S. Dutton appears in it, and Sally Richardson.
It didn't have Kevin Spacey in it, did it?
I don't think so.
All right, yeah, no, keep going.
I'd have to pull it out to see. I'm not sure. But yeah, look, it's a private detective film. To be honest, I haven't seen it since. I don't think I've seen it. I've got it on Laserdisc. I've got it on VHS and Laserdisc, and I think that's the last time I saw it.
What's it called? Low Down, Dirty
Shame.
Shame, that's it.
And I do remember there is one scene, like throughout the whole movie, there's a running gag that if you sing James Brown to dogs, they won't attack you.
Yep.
And he kind of does it, and he's on the run from these kind of Latino gangsters, and the Latino gangster kind of sees him sing the song to these Dobermans, these attack Dobermans, and he escapes. And so then they turn on the Latino gangster, and so he doesn't realize that you have to sing James Brown, so he starts singing One Ton of Meta, and it does not work. Let's just say it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know this one. I have seen it only the once, and it's actually got one of those sort of movie posters that, in my mind, is a little bit iconic. Like, I instantly recognize it. So, which I will have flashed on the screen.
Keenan Ivory Wayne's bald head.
Yeah, well, it's kind of Pulp Fiction-y. Like, he's sort of got the two chicks behind him as well. It was sort of it was a running motif of posters in those years.
Yeah, there's Jada Pinkett and Sally Richardson.
Yeah,
behind him there. Yeah, it's a really good movie. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth revisiting for you, Glenn. If you only saw it the once.
Well, it's got Keenan Ivory Wayans there on the front, but it kind of looks more like Damon Wayans.
Well, because they all look the same.
They do. They certainly
the Wayans brothers. I mean, the Wayans brothers all look the same. Although I think, funnily enough, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Keenan Ivory Wayans and Damon Wayans are the only two that are bald. I think Marlon and...
Mate, rather than backpedaling, let's just throw another spitball.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was great.
I don't think the others are bald.
No. If ever there was a moment that you were threatened to be cancelled, that was it, my friend. Nice salvage. All right. Oh, okay. Well, this one is really hard to get. Fantastic Aussie film from the 80s. I Live With Me Dad.
Oh, what a classic. Who's the dad? Who's the dad in there? It's not John Howard, but he looks like John Howard.
No, I know Dick Miller is in it. Great Australian actor from Frog Dreaming and a few other things.
Dick Miller, that guy, Dick Miller.
No, Dick Miller, the Aussie actor. He's the guy from Frog Dreaming, the dad that says it's the not wind. You know that guy?
Actually, Dick Miller, I forgot to mention in the podcast this week that Dick Miller is in Ghost Rider as well.
Actually, his name might be Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
All right,
hang on, Dennis Miller.
Yeah, no,
isn't Dennis Miller the guy from Bordello of Blood?
Yes, but he's got the same name as another famous American. That's why I'm getting them mixed up. Let me fucking stop for a second and have a look. All right, give me a second.
So let's ask the IMDb gods.
Yep. But look, I Live With Me Dad's a great film. Rebecca Gibney's in it too.
Oh, right, an early film for her. I remember watching. Like, I've got the tape, I've got the VHS, but I remember it being a staple on the midday movie circuit, around the Ivan Hutchinson era.
Yes.
And every time I happened to be homesick from school, it seemed to be on.
If the
cricket got rained out, they just plop on I Live With Me Dad.
Yeah. I used to tape it off the TV and thrash it. I just loved the film as a kid, and I think that's where I fell in love with Rebecca Gibney right there and then. I think that's where my love for her came from.
Right. Because it's like a more realistic version of Curly Sue. Like,
Yeah, never thought of it that
you know,
way. Okay, I'm hopeless at computering and phoning. Okay, let's have a look here. Dennis Miller. So Dennis Miller.
Dennis
Now
Miller.
the dad. Oh, it's his name's Peter Hare,
Okay,
and I think he was in like the Sullivans or something. Let's have a look at that while we're here. Oh, he's in
right.
Fortress. He's one of the bad guys in Fortress.
Ah, with what's his name too?
Yeah, he's in The Boys.
Who's the other bad guy from Fortress that's in Mad Max?
Oh, not Vernon Wells. Vernon Wells,
No,
because he's in
not
it.
Vernon Wells. No. Oh my God, I know Roger Ward. Roger Ward.
Oh, of
I
course.
know I've
Oh,
forgotten his name.
bloody hell!
Roger Ward
Look at
is it?
us, a couple of experts, mate.
Yeah. The problem is I know Roger Ward personally.
Yeah.
I just stop a second. Let me just pick up that name I dropped, but I know him personally.
Yeah.
I've met him a bunch of times. He sends me a Christmas card every year, and I could not for the life of me remember his name.
Well, that's all right. Well, I mean, look, this is very spontaneous. Let's just move on.
Just my memory, like as the hairline gets further and further back, and as you can see, it's almost all the way back. The memory also recedes.
The memory fades with it. All right, well,
yeah.
chuck your spitball. We'll make this the last one.
No.
And if we can tangent on it, that'd be good. If not, well, then it's a short video.
All right. Oh, okay. So that hit. Funnily enough, it hit because it's like literally right in front of me. The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm. Have you ever seen this film?
Obviously not the Terry Gilliam one.
No.
Educate
much
me.
Better. It basically stars Lawrence not Lawrence Tierney. What's his name? The guy from Manchurian Candidate.
We're on a roll tonight.
Lawrence Harvey.
We're on a roll tonight.
Lawrence Harvey and Carl Boehm from The Collector are the Grimm brothers, and they're both writers. Lawrence Harvey is the kind of one who's interested in fairy tales, whereas Carl Boehm is just trying to support them both because they're and he does kind of writes these dry academic books.
Isn't Lawrence Harvey the name of the Human Centipede guy?
Yes, yeah, that's the Lawrence Harvey's always like like we did this whole when we released Human Centipede 2, we had Lawrence out and we shot all these kind of jokey videos with him, and a bunch of them at the start of them he's going, no, this is Lawrence Harvey, no, the other Lawrence Harvey.
All right.
Because of this Lawrence Harvey.
Before you continue, a little bit of a tangent. I remember seeing a great video of him in Melbourne. I think he might have been with you or someone else, and someone went up to him and says, "Oh, Lawrence Harvey," and he just stops them and says, "Lawrence R. Harvey."
Lawrence R. Harvey, yeah.
Like it was worth stopping just to drop that R.
Yeah, well, that's his guild. That's you're not gonna find him unless you put the R in the name. You're going to see somebody else masturbating with sandpaper and barbed wire, not the
anyway,
not the legit Lawrence Harvey.
All right, tell me about this.
So he's basically they're the Brothers Grimm, and Lawrence Harvey is obsessed with these kind of storytelling or these folk stories. So he goes around collecting them, and the movie actually then goes and shows you as the people are telling the stories, like Rumpelstiltskin. They show like they kind of have like the little kind of movie, and there's like I think Russ Tamblyn appears in one of the stories. I can't remember. I always get Russ Tamblyn's story and his role in Tom Thumb mixed up, but I think in this one it's the invisible cloak where he gets to dance all night with the princess.
It's ringing such a bell while you say this, like I'm thinking
it's really good. And Carl Boehm is this kind of, and like one of the other ones, it's Terry Thomas and Buddy Hackett play night. Like Terry Thomas is the cowardly knight, and Buddy Hackett is his kind of like assistant, his squire, who actually kind of kills they go off to slay a dragon, and Terry Thomas runs and hides.
Right,
and
stop for a sec. Is it a TV series or is it like an anthology film?
No, it's a film.
And
it's a film.
Is it kind of like an anthology?
And these, I guess by today's standards it is, but it's not. It is. These are like it's like the main story is all about like the Brothers Grimm kind of doing this stuff, and then because what happens is while he's going out collecting all these stories, he gets he's kind of they're on the poverty line, and he goes out in the rain to kind of visit this old woman in this hut who tells him about who tells him a bunch of these stories, and he gets the flu. And this is before penicillin, so he gets
Yep.
deathly ill, and all the fairy tale kind of characters kind of gather around him because they realize if he dies, they're going to die
Cool.
with him. Like no one will
Mm.
write down their stories anymore. And I think Barbara Eden pops up. She's the love interest of Carl Boehm. Walter Slezak is the guy who owns the bookshop where he sells the stories. Who at first refuses to. He's like, "There's no market for children's stories. Like, who's going to
Oh,
buy
mate,
this
this
book?
sounds
Like, why
wonderful.
don't you go and write like?" It is a phenomenal film. It's made in the
Yeah,
'60s.
I want it. I want to own
Um,
it or watch it
it is
immediately.
it is really good. Highly recommended. Highly
Oh,
recommended.
fantastic. I'm glad you landed on that because, you're talking about it, particularly when you got to Russ Tamblyn, and I'm like, I know this. I've seen some of it at least. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I'm sure it played on TV all the time. Like
that'd be it.
I I only recently got a copy. Like prior to that, it was the taped off TV video.
Yeah,
That's how I
so
used to watch it. I
I
used to
used
watch
to
it like
remember
all the
watching
time.
stuff like Hans Christian Andersen, like on the daytime TV. Is it kind of
Right.
that era?
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much so. Like that kind
yeah,
of like probably a bit later than Hans Christian
yeah.
Andersen, but that very much that kind of
Brilliant.
Bluebird um kind of era. Like, I mean it's young Russ
Yeah.
Tamblyn, so Tom Thumb would have been out around that time, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Like he was in his kind of acrobatic dancing peak.
Yes.
Like years and years before he became like, Satan Sadists
Yep.
and started doing, all those kind of
Exploitation films.
all those Al Adamson kind
Yeah.
of movies and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good one. That was a good round.
Yeah.
And now I think I need to find myself some food. And
Oh,
yeah, I think we're done.
wow. Excellent.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it. Bang
Bang.
with a bullet. All right, mate.
All
Same
right.
time next week.
Same time, same place.
Catch you later, dude.